have you ever had this type of beer? Don't worry, let's try it out because you're probably going to like it based on somebody who knows that particular beer. And the beer community is just growing and growing. And oddly enough, one of the cool things about the horrible situation we're in with the pandemic and people being locked in their house and all that is that the beer community exploded.
Is your name Cisco?
Yeah.
My name's Patrick.
Good to meet you, Patrick.
Good to meet you. So what kind of beer you got today?
I got a hazy triple IPA called Cream. Citra rules everything around me.
Ooh, okay.
And it's a collaboration between Beer Zombie, Craft Beer Kings, and
Okay.
Wild Barrel. Do you know anything about Craft Beer Kings by any chance?
I've heard of them, yeah. I haven't heard of the other guys, though.
Craft Beer Kings, just a little shop. Wild Barrel, they're actually like more of a fruity type brewing company down in San Diego. And then
Okay.
Beer Zombies, he's out of Las Vegas, but he has a couple different shops. I think like he's opening one in like, I don't know, Minnesota or something. But anything with his name on there that you see, trust me, get it.
Sounds good.
What do you got?
I got a Helles lager by Treehouse Brewing. It's called Wanderer. Apparently the flavor profile says it's going to be very weedy and very doughy, and it's very straightforward. It's 5% alcohol by volume. It's from Charlton, Massachusetts. I just tried them recently. I've had a lot of their IPAs, and they're surprisingly really good. I've been moving away from the IPAs a little bit because they all kind of tasted the same, but Treehouse Brewing, they really they're different. They really know how to pull the juice flavors out of the hops instead of just kind of blasting you with hops.
Right. They started to wreck your palate with all the same hazy IPAs, West Coast IPAs. I got you. So cool to pour because I am thirsty now.
Yeah, let's dive in here.
Cool.
I got like a nice pale goldenrod, very see-through.
Mine's pretty foggy, not quite as hazy as I thought it would be, or not light colored like I'd expect it to be. But down here at the bottom, you can see a little bit lighter just because the glass isn't as thick.
Yeah, that looks nice. It's like a nice mango color.
Smells amazing. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Okay, yeah. Very, very doughy. And that's really it. Just dough and wheat, really. But it's refreshing and crisp.
Yeah, this one has it's 10%, which obviously I need to expect a bit of a boozy taste, and it does have it, but only towards the back of your mouth. It's not overpowering in every sip, which is nice. But it's really packed in Citra, which that's my go-to. Actually, drinking out of my buddy's glass he just sent to me. It's called Drink No Evil. It's his first one, and it's pretty dope glass, man, personally.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I'm drinking out of a Bugs Island brewery. Back a couple months ago, they gifted us a few glasses and some beer to review, which is pretty cool.
You said Bug Island?
Yep, Bugs Island.
Nice.
I think they're located in Virginia.
It's a random name. I kind of like it.
I'm trying to say more about this. It's like it's okay. I mean, the flavor I would probably rate it maybe like a 2.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Which is a little low.
Barely passing.
Yeah, I mean, I would if it was around, I would drink it, but I wouldn't pick it up again.
I got you. I think I'd give this probably a 7.5 out of 10. Not quite 8 or 9. I think it's partly my fault because this has been sitting for probably about 2 months.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really sure when it got canned, so I have a feeling it would have been, cleaner, fresher earlier on. But
yeah,
just let it sit. And now on the second sip, I am getting more of that boozy taste, which once again, 10% kind of should expect that, right?
Yeah, definitely. I do have to say with this though, it kind of starts off with like the taste of a Corona, but it has more like on the back end, it has more doughiness to it. So it does have that. I mean, it is better than a Corona, I would say, in my opinion.
Interesting. I'm not sure if you could see this little symbol right here. I've seen it on a few craft beers.
Yep.
But my eyes are so shoddy. I think it says Johnny Melendez. I'm wondering if he's the can designer, art designer. Shout out to him. It's a cool looking can. And they made this one, same group of people. They made the same one, but it was with strawberry. If you ever get your hands on that, blow your mind. It was so solid and so amazing that people demanded it, and they're actually going to re-release it, I believe, as soon as this weekend. Because if you can find a way to get it, it's so damn good. Where are you out of?
I'm in Connecticut.
So okay, maybe a little bit harder to get it out there, but yeah, it's definitely solid.
I'll keep my eyes peeled. I know the last IPA I did by these guys, it tasted like it said on the can, the flavors were tangerine sorbet and mango gummy bear. And
Hmm,
it distinctly tasted like each one of them, which is really interesting.
that's pretty awesome.
It's fascinating what they can do like with plants and make it taste like other foods.
Definitely. So I was talking about this not that long ago with a couple people, and I feel like when you either hang out with somebody who literally brewed the beer, or just somebody who's really about that beer, maybe sells it or just a huge fan of it, they
Yeah.
can describe certain things in the beer that by them describing it or you reading it, you'll actually be able to taste those things in the beer. And obviously a big part of it's mental, but it's insane how you let your mind find those things and your taste buds actually like look for those tastes to either satisfy what your mind thinks, or maybe it just finally realizes that yes, that gummy bear mango, like you said, was there as opposed to a fresh mango, which
Yeah.
is, the nuances are amazing.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It kind of like separates things out, and you're like, oh, that's what that flavor is. Like after somebody mentions something.
Exactly. So what are some of the topics you guys or you usually cover?
Well, for YouTube, I'm kind of brand new with YouTube,
Okay.
but Instagram, I'm kind of focused more on the bizarre, hard to find stuff. So I have a specialty store
Oh,
right
nice.
near me that has beer from like every corner of the earth. So I grab like the strangest label. Unfortunately, we have bad luck with getting spoiled beer, like really spoiled beer. But with YouTube, I'm trying to figure out my groove. I'm trying to find. I'm moving more towards the more accessible beer that people still haven't heard of, but they can still pick up.
Definitely. I'm pretty pretty spoiled out here in the West Coast, and
Yeah.
maybe we can figure something out. I would think you have a pretty good access to a lot of decent breweries out there. But if you're ever interested in some of the odder stuff we have in the West Coast, I luck out, and I've been trading with a few people on the East Coast and just been exposing them to some of the obviously bigger breweries, but a lot of the lesser known ones that, you know, once you have it, you're like, geez, please continue to get me these beers because everything they make is amazing, and yet most people haven't heard of this brewery,
Yeah.
which is always fun to do in my personal opinion.
Yeah, my friend is from Seattle, so he was saying something similar.
Yeah, Seattle has. I think oddly enough, Seattle is where I had my first real hazy about like 5 6 years ago now. Go figure, it was a New England IPA hazy
Yeah.
in Seattle, but it just blew my socks off when I was like, oh, I could definitely taste the mango. You know, it's so juicy and everything. They're like, yeah, there's no fruit in this whatsoever. I was
Yeah.
just like, now you kind of come to expect it, but back then I was just so amazed.
Yeah, it is fascinating.
Definitely.
So, what got you into the beer field?
So I've been interested in going to breweries and tasting out different beers since probably I'll legally say 21.
Okay.
So quite a few years ago. I mean, but of course, way back then, this is what, 36. So like 15 years ago, it was like, you know, your craft beer was Samuel Adams or
Yeah.
Sierra Nevada, and that was about it. But I've been trying to stick to the scene more lately. And I was really exposed to a lot of IPAs from German, Belgian type, then into like the English IPAs, so more traditional IPAs way back in the day, and that's what first got me into that whole, you know, West Coast aggressive hoppy kick in your face, and then I kind of burned myself out on that. But as of recent, it's more like I just love the variation of, you know, have you ever had this type of beer? Don't worry, let's try it out because you're probably going to like it based on somebody who knows that particular beer. And the beer community is just growing and growing. And oddly enough, one of the cool things about the horrible situation we're in with the pandemic and, you know, people being locked in their house and all that, is that the beer community, in my opinion, has just exploded. People are just sitting at home, so they're like, screw it, let me start drinking more beer, which obviously not the best health reasons, but it has its positives. And I mean, since the pandemic and quarantine started, I think I've gotten really good connections to a lot of both people who homebrew, people who are just, you know, tasting beers, people who are starting out like gypsy type brewing, and then actual brewers who have been doing this for years, and they just are like glad that more people are getting exposed to their stuff. So
Yeah.
What first started it? The love of beer, but now I think it's just the community is definitely awesome. It like just pulls you in constantly.
Yeah, definitely. And everybody. I mean, it's like the brewers, and people online. Like everybody in the mix is just. I haven't seen like a single asshole. Like everybody's great.
You will run into those, but what's so cool about the beer community is I think they're like almost kicked out in a sense.
Yeah.
They start standing in their own little niche where people don't really want to hang out or trade or converse or whatever it is because like you said it, they're assholes. And for the most part, the beer community is not like that at all. It's more just, I mean, personally, and from like my trading and whatnot, I've gotten to the point where I'll literally send people beer and without really expecting anything in return. And I'll be like, here's beer. And they're like, cool. And then the package will arrive there and I've sent them anywhere from, 8 to 12 beers. And I literally expect like nothing back. And they'll send me back anything from 5 beers that are solid to like my last package was, I think, like 25 beers when I sent the guy 8.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's like you get to know the community and the number of assholes is few and far between. You're absolutely right about that.
Yeah. I mean, because people just want to like enjoy beer. Like, there's no reason to be an asshole about it. It's just a relaxing, chill space.
Definitely. So is this one of your first go-to YouTube videos that you're going to post?
What do you mean?
Have you posted a couple of YouTube videos just on your own individual channel yet, or is this one of your
Yeah.
first ones? Oh, okay, cool.
I've been posting on and off for about probably a year, but I haven't been consistent enough to get on the algorithm.
I got you.
So I usually do it with like a couple other people because it's a little bit difficult to do it completely solo.
I got you.
Um,
After this, send me your account, and I'll send you my mine. We got something going on too. It's about 8 of us. We just sit there and drink and bullshit. But I'm not sure if you've seen my post. I actually do a Zoom chug every Saturday.
oh, okay.
So if you're interested or know anybody who's interested, shout out to all your thousands of fans. It's 3 p.m. Pacific every Saturday.
Okay.
Just all we do is literally chug a beer and bullshit a little bit after. But it's a cool place just to hang out and talk. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'll check that out.
Our last was I think about 16, 17 people, but we've gotten up to I think it's about 27.
Okay.
And I think I have 78 people on the mailing list.
Yeah.
So it rotates. Like we'll literally have the same person maybe 2 weeks in a row, then they'll be gone for a week or whatever. But it's consistently staying at about 15, 18 people. But it's good
That's
people,
awesome.
man. Like you said, there's few and far between assholes. It's cool to just hang out and talk and have a beer. So how long have you been getting into craft beer?
I'd probably say the same about like the legal age. I'm 24, so
Oh,
it
okay.
hasn't been too long. But I guess I could say like soda was a placeholder until I could drink beer. Because I mean, when I was very little, my first soda was root beer because it had the word beer in it.
That's awesome.
But like I said earlier, I went to that or the that specialty store when I was little, and I saw like the most crazy beer designs, and I was fascinated. I'm like, I wonder what that tastes like. So I guess as soon as I was 21, I just raced there and picked up a whole bunch and tried them out.
I went more the other way. As soon as I hit 21, I just went all liquor. I think I bought like $200 worth of liquor. Got me quite a bit of bottles, which is nice. Looking back now, I think I should have gone with beer. Is there anything else you had planned to drink tonight?
Nope, I'm down to my last beer, unfortunately. But
That is unfortunately. I
yeah,
actually had this other one. I don't know if you ever heard of them. They're pretty big over here. It's called
I think
Hangar 24.
yeah, I think I've seen it on Instagram. I don't think I saw it. Like I've seen it in person.
They're one of those they're interesting brewing companies where they're simultaneously big but unknown, if that makes sense. Like you can't go into a liquor store or supermarket anywhere in like a 40-mile radius and not find their stuff. But at the
Yeah.
same time, if you go like outside that radius and you literally ask someone about it, they're like, what are you talking about? I've never even heard of that beer. An interesting situation, but
Yeah, that is cool though, because it's like local, like specific to the area. So they have their own kind of niche of people.
so I don't want to cut you off, but I have just a couple more minutes. I apologize.
No worries. It's totally fine.
Any other topics top of your head?
No, I think that covers everything.
Cool. All right, cool. Well, It was good talking to you, man. I will send you the video. You can edit it however you want, and shoot me your email. I think it might have already been in the Gmail, but I'll send it. I'll put it on the Google Drive. That way, it's easier to transfer.
Okay.
Cool, man. Have a good one.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.